average person, let's say we got random Joe, they like their KFC, they like their Popeyes. Like, how can they eat chicken and fries at the healthiest level?
Big bag, big bag, big bag, big bag.
I had a guy, I had one client that he was like, dude, I'm gonna change the way I eat. I gotta exercise, but I have to have my, what did he call it? My nightcap drink. I have to have my whiskey. I have to have my whiskey before bed. That's how I. So
What are some affordable replacements?
that part?
Because that's what a lot of people will say. Well, I can't really afford
Healthy food.
And then people also sprinkle sugar
Sugar on top of it.
on top of that while they boil it down.
That was me. I love my sugar carrots, bro. You kidding me? Got up them sugar on the carrots and butter too.
And then
Like Kobayashi.
Alcohol and why can't get up. So Cali Muscle, I think I remember you talking about. Yeah, Cali Muscle. Yup.
bodybuilder was locked up for a while, but you know, in certain states, those prisons, they have a lot of ramen noodles and cup noodles, and he would eat a lot of processed foods. But at the same time, he was lifting and training heavy. You know, he's using the PEDs and stuff like that. And if anybody has been following him would know that his health declined rapidly over the last 2 years, along with his physique. And that's not just PEDs, that's the way of life that he was living, the processed foods. And that's what we're going to be talking about.
He had a heart attack, right? I
Yeah.
think I heard that he had a heart attack. And then he went on this whole kick that, you know, I'm done eating meat, I'm a vegan now. Like, I think he was like literally only doing like fruits, vegetables or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's because fruits and vegetables are alkaline foods, alkalinity foods, whereas red meat is more acidic.
alkaline for the viewers out there.
Alkaline, this puts your
Versus
body
acidic.
in a positive pH balance, and so the body heals. Whereas being neutral keeps your body level, is not healing, is not damaging or deteriorating. And acidic just means your body's breaking down basically most of the time, causes your body to stay in an inflamed state.
And the way that boy Cali was eating, he was gonna be an inflamed for a minute. That boy used to do the what do you call it, the mukbang, and he used to be like, he used to be like, oh, he used to do all the facial expressions like eating food. Baby, what's wrong with you, dog? Like something wrong with you, but like why you carrying on like this? And but the dude had like a following, and then but that comes with a price. There was another guy, another famous mukbang dude. He's like super popular. He started getting some health scare himself, like morbidly obese dude. Like his BMI was well over 40, like body mass index. And he, lo and behold, he was replaying his videos, but he was started taking care of himself, losing weight. I think he did Ozempic as well, but he did a drastic body change, lost like 200 pounds, and was like slim and trim. I saw it the other day when
That's what you sent me the other day?
Did I send it to you? It's a white guy.
Yeah.
It's a white dude. Yeah, he was like super big on TikTok and all of that mukbang stuff. And then people started like talking about himself, saying, yo, you gotta do something about it. He went and did his thing and was super quiet, didn't tell nobody about it. Come back out, skinny, slim and trim. But I only say that about the Cali guy because you know, we like those drastic changes of lifestyle. Like people say like, oh yeah, I can do that, but it's way harder than it looks. Like to break a habit that you already had. No, this is a different guy.
Okay.
Oh, but that guy that you talked about, that one we gotta talk about too, because that's another extreme
Weight
loss. Like the extreme, like 50 pounds I can see, but you dropping 100 pounds in the time span that you do it, that could cause more harm than good for a lot of people as well. And so it's like one of the things you got to worry about. But what I was gonna ask you was you mentioned about, like you say, the nutrition aspect, like the vegan or the fruits
Right.
could work for some people or whatever. Do you think you can still be vegan and still maintain the muscle that you would have as a bodybuilder if you just ate fruits and vegetables?
You need a certain amount of vegetables and nuts, legumes, really, to complete a protein.
Legumes. He went to school.
Uh,
Legumes.
beans.
Peas. Singing with legumes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to have them in the right combination, the right measurement in order for them to become a complete protein. The reason why a lot of vegans tend to lean out and not even muscular leanness get smaller is because now they don't have all the amino acids that are needed to maintain the muscle tissue. They also have issues. They also do become diabetics too, because a lot of people don't know is their proteins also help with certain enzyme production that breaks down sugars.
Yep.
And different forms of sugar. So it's not just glucose, you get sucralose, you get fructose, you get vegulose, you have lactose. All those things take different enzymes, which you get from your protein amino acids.
So C-peptide in particular, if you guys want to Google something, yeah. So C-peptide comes in a component that helps with insulin development. And that is what actually drives the glucose out of the bloodstream and gets it in the tissues where it needs to be. So he is absolutely right about that. So my point for that is like, yeah, these crash and these fad diets that everybody says, yo, go vegan, yo, just eat egg whites, yo, don't touch sunflower seed oils, don't touch anything. Like every few months, there's always some new crew diet that's gonna solve everything. And the truth of the matter is that, bro, it is not for everybody. Everything is not for everyone. Like you gotta find one that works for you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the reasons why we want to start talking about these things, because a lot of people that's chatting right now, and let's keep it a buck, they are of the lighter complexion, and these type of foods and diets that they on can work for their type of complexion. When I say that, I'm not saying, oh, it's a white person diet or a black person diet. I'm talking about culture, genetics, and what their ancestors have been grown and groomed on. Our ancestors, you got to understand, as black people, African descent people, we've been raised on a totally different meal plan than other cultures. And when you shift those diets and foods that you introduce into the body, you can get a fight. You can get a lot of fight with your intestinal makeup, particularly when you try to do these type of things. What am I meaning by that? What I'm saying is like, you as a we behave an Afro-Caribbean person who for years tradition have been raised on processed meats, particular meats that have been the, let's say, not healthiest part of meats.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about
corned beef.
You got it. I'm talking about spam. I'm talking about even the canned tuna. And yes, I talk about tuna. Yeah. Versus freshly grown meat, butchered, livestock. Those things for years and years and years, you're already predicated to have higher risk for certain things than others. And it could be as easy to say, like, mind you, those same type of foods help contributed to some of our muscle mass that we have today.
Right.
In terms of our genetic makeup and why certain figures are the way they are, why certain muscle tone is formed the way it is, because we've been bred on different type of foods.
Right.
Our
Even
mass
skin
is different. Even our skin tone. So what I'm saying is long and short of it is, we have to monitor closely the type of foods now, that when we shift, that we are still getting what we need out of the food, versus just saying, all right, I can just do this one thing cold turkey and then my body will react what I need to. Because sometimes you can still get inflammatory bowel from going vegan foods. You get that citric acid will take a toll on your stomach. Like, it's not just, oh, I can just have mango pineapple juice every day. Nah.
Yeah, and even when you think about the amount of fruits and vegetables that that individual need to consume coming from a well-balanced or omnivorous diet, eating plants and animals, their caloric needs are higher. And so when people switch over to fruits and vegetables, they say, oh, I always feel full because of the fiber content in certain fruits and vegetables. And so they start to eat less. And so now the caloric intake is decreased. Now, like you were saying, can a bodybuilder still survive as being a vegetarian? Absolutely. But the amount of eating that comes with, you know how strong your jaw have to be to eat a lot of vegetables?
You see them goats out there be eating that bush like they jaw like moving across for hours trying to chew with some judgment grass.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody into that. Who into that
Fruits
every
and
day?
vegetables. And then your water intake has to be extremely high.
But that's, would you believe, sorry to cut you off, would you believe that's what we as doctors we telling all our patients to do for years and ages? Oh yeah, just eat vegetables, eat more vegetables, don't do this, eat. And like when you say, bro, have you ever eaten a celery by yourself? Like just eat a raw celery and just chew on that? Like, you think that's comfortable? You think that anybody in their right mind willing to sit down and eat that when they can go right up the road and get that number 3 from KFC with that nice biscuit? Who don't like that biscuit? I like that biscuit. Shoot. So that's what I mean. So yeah, it's harder than it looks, bro, to tell somebody, yo, you gotta eat greens for the rest of your life. That's it. Can't have nothing else. No. Finding what works. I think, like I said, the best thing about like what you do is like you tailoring meal plans for the people that's your clients that you have. And I feel like that's the best way to do it, bro. Like nobody should like feel like they're dying. It just feels like I'm improving on something. Right. I like this food, but I made it a healthier way. You know what I'm saying? Like that to me is like, and that's one of the things we're working on with our next health fairs. We actually gonna cook and show you how to make foods that you would eat regularly out, but a healthier way. That's one of the main things. We got a chef we working on with that about, but yeah. So yeah, but I mean, so Cali Muscle, I mean, dudes like these who've made these drastic changes, for me, like, for the average person, let's say we got random Joe right now, who want to shift. They like their KFC, they like their Popeyes. Like, let's take a regular chicken and fries. How can I eat chicken and fries at the healthiest level? If I wanted to cut processed out of it, let's say we did it homemade raw, how could I prep that with the least amount of calories?
All right, so
not even the least amount of calories, let me say that better. The least amount of saturated fats, the least amount of carbs, or complex carbs. Let's get to simple. Like really break it down to where it can be like the healthiest form.
Oh, okay, so since you went the KFC route, right?
Yeah, because we like KFC.
I had a friend I trained back in 2009, and I told him, hey, you gotta be a KFC, you just have to take the skin off. You know what his reply was? I gotta eat naked chicken.
Naked chicken.
Naked chicken. So yeah, that's one way, because that's where majority of the saturated fat is sitting right now. It's the skin. You take the skin off, along with the excess flour that they battered the chicken with. So you have a less of a spike in your insulin levels because of the skin, the flour, and the fries. So let's take the skin. So you already have your flour off to the side, your saturated fat out to the side, and now the fries, they have coleslaw. Yeah, it's sweet, but it's in a small container, And if you do that change, you should see some changes in your physique over the course of 7 to 10 days, just because of that. Because the change between that skin is probably anywhere between 100 to 180 calories alone. Toss it to the side. However,
like a can of Coke. Coke is like 200 calories.
Yeah. However, what's also attached to that skin is, like I said, the flour that causes the body to become an inflamed state. So you have saturated fat and you have your flour. So two things that cause your body to be in an inflamed state. Then you have your fries, another inflammatory food. So if we take those three things out and bring in coleslaw, Yeah, you can take the coleslaw out and not use whatever
So-
mayonnaise and the sugar that you use,
Mm,
and then squeeze a lime over it.
right.
That'll alkaline it back to its normal state. And the chicken.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I'm talking about you literally making this yourself. Not so that way you would like if you had bought it from KFC.
Right.
But I saying if you made KFC at home, how would you prepare it? So like yeah, we take the skin off from KFC. We take the fries out because all them dripping. I was like for me so like air fryer.
Right. I
Right.
was gonna say that.
Air fryer. That's my go-to. Anytime somebody tell me like fried food, I say go buy an air fryer. Get your extra virgin olive oil. Toss out your Crisco. Toss out all of them. Don't even look at them. I tell them put it at the highest part of the shelf so you can't reach it. If you got to get on the steps to reach it, you got to think about what you're
You
doing.
intentionally ready for it.
Exactly. So you know you're doing bad. So and I tell them about everything that's unhealthy. So I'll be like, so with the fried chicken, like you say, trying to use even the flour like very light, if that, use whole wheat flour maybe if that'd be option. I don't know how you feel about white versus whole wheat flour, but and then like you say low, if for my hypertensive patients I tell them pinch, literally a pinch of salt if they're not supposed to have more than 2 grams a day. For anybody who has hypertension, you want to stay under 2 grams. So like I say, take your 2 finger and you do like this over the whole flour pot, whole pot. You could go as much garlic as you want. You could go as much black pepper, but that salt part, this.
We are not sprinkling salt until your ancestors say that's enough, child.
Facts.
We are going like that is all you getting, ancestors.
Facts. Because really, real talk, when you then put all them other spices in it, you don't even like check for the salt that much, because you already getting sodium from some of the other things you putting in it.
Yeah.
Like, so that's just a brain thing with that whole heavy-handed salt thing. You got your modern container over your pot doing all of this. You gotta change that, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then with the potato,
Air fryer too.
yeah, air fry too, or just sometimes I tell them like, how about you do mashed potato instead, or if you like sweet potato, mash it instead of frying it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause some KFC got mashed potato.
Yeah.
You ain't need the gravy. You could mix it with some veg in that, and now you got your fried chicken. You got some quote unquote fries, but you got a different way.
The real reason why a lot of people go towards fast food or fast food ideas is preparation for those things.
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
but I gotta go home.
Facts.
I
Yeah.
gotta go peel the potato. I gotta mash that down, or boil it down and mash it
Yep.
down.
And go back to work. And go
Back to work. I gonna go sleep. 'Cause I just come from work. I went to the
Facts.
gym,
Facts.
right? And now I always hear my clients, I have to go find something to eat. What are you, a hunter? Like, shouldn't you have already meal prep for the week? I gave you a plan. Go and prep your meals on the days that you have nothing to do, which is usually a Sunday, unless you work a shift schedule. But your off day should be your meal prep day. As you're washing, you put your clothes in the washer, you dry what's not, as those things that happen, and you go in the kitchen, you chef it up. All right, but
that time management, let me
Yeah.
tell you, that right there is a serious thing. I think in the economic world, that's the realm where you get the millionaires from the trillionaires from the billionaire. Like a billionaire his time is managed by the second. A millionaire maybe by every hour. But second is time is management. The more you can manage your time, the more effective you can be at anything, I
Yeah.
believe. So like that meal prep is just the starting phase of you trying to organize your time. Like you do the necessary work so that you can at least, I tell people, try to do it for 3 days.
yeah,
A week is for the pros. Do 3 days. Try to make a meal that can last you 3 days, and you can mix it up. Do 2 meals just so you don't feel like eating the same thing every day. You do 2 meals Sunday, mix it up so that you can have variation between for the 3 days, and you do it again every 3 days like that. Or 6. Yeah, you can take 1 day off or whatever. But you hit it right on the head. But people ain't want to work. People ain't want to do the cooking and have to do all that. But when you have children, some of those people, they have no choice because they cook it anyway.
Right.
So I say, bro, if you're gonna already be cooking, just make a little bit more so that you have some leftovers to carry you through
Right.
the day.
You know what's another
Yeah.
excuse is people say, oh, but I gotta cook for my husband, I gotta cook for the kids. I said, well,
Facts.
put everybody on the same plan. You want a healthy household. You
This
trying to become
way.
healthy, so you might as well let everyone eat the same thing.
I had one woman tell me this. She's cook like 3 different meals a night because Johnny want this, she want that, and the husband want this. And I'm like, hold on. And what you eating? Oh, whatever's left over. I say, listen here. Listen here. It couldn't be me because I can tell you right now, everybody eating rice and mutton for the week. All y'all eating mutton.
At least
bro.
we got food to eat.
And if you ain't eat, you fasting then. We praying.
Yeah,
We praying together.
fasting,
We
praying.
fast. Cause like I'm like, bro, you working that hard. You overworking yourself. And like you say, it's cultural habit because back in the day, tradition, you cooking for family, you cooking
Yeah.
for fellowship, like you said.
Mhm.
So you trying to appease the people
Right.
on what they want.
So
Not
3 meats on the table.
exactly.
Potato salad, rice, macaroni.
Facts. Sunday meal is a mountain.
Lettuce and tomatoes is not salad.
The plate here and the food going like this.
Yes.
And the plate it going like a mountain. Like it's just bushels of rice.
And you're able to get seconds.
Yeah. So yeah, so it starts at the home, it starts at the beginning. Like we all know the convenience of fast food and processed foods, like, but that ultra processed food is single-handedly taking us out before we need to, bro. Like it's a conversation that needs to be had more and more in our communities. Like,
Bro, during the pandemic, you know, when we all had to go to the food store based on your name and where your name falls in the alphabet. You remember the time? I mean, it's only been 2 years.
I think an hour,
like, bro,
what?
where I live, I have 2 food stores closest to me. When one food store didn't have it, I had to go to another food store, of course, and wait in line again. And what I realized is certain food stores had more processed foods than other food stores. So when I went to
you trying to get us out
one out
Big
East
bucks
Bay, I
podcast.
used to say out East Bay,
Yeah.
out East, and I'm like, wow.
Put a name on the bullet.
I'm like, wow, there's a lot of healthier options in here. I don't see ballpark hot dogs in here by the tray loads. I looked in the cereal aisle, there's less sugary stuff in here. And then I went to the village of Nassau, and there's a buttloads of those things. And when you look at where those food stores that have high processed foods, and you look at the communities around them, they're usually the people who are always at the clinic. They're always at the hospital because of those processed foods. So what Doc is saying, there is real evidence of that.
Very much so. I'm literally pulling up just a list of some things that just common things that you might have in your fridge right now that would be considered ultra processed. Okay, I'll just list them all: ice cream, ham, sausage or sausages in your certain store, crisps or
Fries.
chips and fries, mass-produced bread, certain cereals.
Just mention that.
Okay. All them Lucky Charms, Cocoa Puff, I Dream of Chocolate. Biscuit, and we like our biscuits, right? Soda, even certain yogurts. That's right, the yogurt that they swear we could eat, and that's for the healthy. All yogurts are not created equal, my friend. No, sir. Instant soup and alcohol. I had a guy, I had one client that he was like, dude, I'm going to change the way I eat. I'm going to exercise. But I have to have my, what did he call it? My, what do you call it? Nightcap drink. I have to have my whiskey. I have to have my whiskey before bed. That's how I go to bed. And he would do that every night. Every night, dude. He would do all, he said, I can do all the other stuff, but I cannot change that whiskey at night. That's my process. And I was like, all right, I'll work with you, bro. But you have to understand that that's just wasted carbs. Wasted.
Yeah, and the
And
effects,
your liver.
yeah, the effects that alcohol has in the body, a lot of people don't understand that. messes up with your hormones, people.
That's a whole topic.
That's
We
a
gotta
whole
talk
topic.
about
We talk about that
alcohol.
next day.
Yeah, we're gonna pause that. Alcohol and why your dick can't get up. Yeah, I said it. Boop. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. But yeah. I mean, we had a good amount of content. And just talk in general, because this would be the start now. What's in the fridge? What's in the fridge? Let's break down what's in your fridge. What comes, some stuff that you could shift out right now. Like we already kind of started some of that. So
what are some affordable replacements?
That part.
Because that's what a lot of people will say. Well, I can't really afford
healthy food.
A stalk of asparagus, so I rather get a bag of carrots. And then the carrots are not necessarily bad. There's a little higher in sugar, but and then people also sprinkle sugar
on top of it.
On top of that while they boiling them.
That was me. I love my sugar carrots, bro. You kidding me? Gotta have them sugar on the carrots and butter too.
And then boil them till they're soft. So there's no more of you using your molars to chew. You basically process the carrot.
Yeah. And you're not gonna get full of it because now you could slurp it up. So I can eat a whole bushel of carrots instead of just eating one.
I know now that we're going back to the vegetables and the fruits and stuff like that, and how much energy it takes to consume them. The amount of chewing that you need to do in order to eat those types of foods gives your brain enough time to tell your stomach, okay, we're full. However, when you're eating processed foods, you can chew and swallow, and before your brain can say it's full, you're over.
Never be full, bro. No, I could eat a bag of chips, 2 bags, and it still won't be full.
I get a whole.
But thank you. But I could chew on some what you call them suckers, them rice cakes, and they full after the first one because they're so dry and annoying. And you'd be like, I done, bro.
Yeah.
Or some vegetables that's still semi-hard.
Like broccoli and cauliflower.
Yeah. Them stuff. Anything that make me feel like a goat, I done. I don't feel like eating no more.
But that's even with meat. It's like if you get chicken breast or turkey breast or a flying steak, those meats take a longer time to chew.
True.
And build enough saliva in your mouth to swallow that you don't want to eat any more of that after you finish your serving. You know? Whereas different parts of those same animals, so the thigh or the drumstick or the chicken, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying those things are easy to eat because their saturated fats are higher, which makes it more delectable, which makes it more, it's easily to chew and swallow those things. So,
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's like when we could take this tail of conversation to like several levels, because really it's like we to really be at the elite level of healthy, you gotta have a certain coin. It's the truth of the matter, and I tell people this too. Like I say, I know you only could do what you can do, right? You still gotta live, but we invest in so many other things, and the last thing we check for is our health. We will invest in that new TV, the new phone, the new car, the new clothes, the house. And the last thing we'll check about, babe, you need to get that checkup. But I can do that next year, bro. I ain't into that right now. Until something stop ticking or something start paining, then we want to go get checkup.
Usually it's a little too late by that time.
By that time. And when I tell you they waiting till they hobbling on one leg to come to see me, bro. Some of these people, I swear, I don't know how. Like, I literally had somebody tell me, like, I know my pressure is horrible. I know that I could go to the hospital. I know that I can even leave this world, but I do not want to take drugs. I refuse. And so that's what I'm doing. I just living my life. And the reality is, it's like, I have to respect her wishes for what she wants to do with her life. But it's sad for me to hear that we are in a state, a sense now in a public eye, that we are so consumed with what we deem as this is what I want to do, these are what I want to be, and this kind of thing. And like, we don't care about, we've put our health care at the bottom of the totem pole. Like, it is not it's not an issue until it becomes a real issue. And to be honest, it's only a certain sect of people that are doing this. All right, this is not across the board. Okay, you can't pull a white person from going to the doctor. They fought wrong. They coming to see me. Okay. They are in there like swimwear because they understand the reality of the situation is that everything that we have around us is gone if we not here. You know what I mean? And so it's not to be preachy, but yo, we as folk, as colored folk, gotta start caring about ourselves, man. We gotta start caring about what's inside this piece of flesh. All right, because it's taking us out before we losing kings and queens unnecessarily. Prevention is the cure. Okay, so we talking about what you can eat, nutrition to help build your body to live longer, to be here more, to do more what you need to achieve in your life. Okay. What's up, guys? Dr. Jacobs here. Hope you enjoyed this episode.
Paul Wilson.
Yes, sir. And we hope you follow, like, and subscribe. And always remember,
Health is wealth.
Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. No, that's dangerous. Sorry.
That's dangerous.